powerful empires and waged unending wars. The most memorable of these conflicts raged for 3 days and 3 nights between 2 savage enemies, the termites versus the ants. It is a war of such magnitude, it has become legend. It all began with a simple flight. Under the same moon, a cloud of termites, male and female, princes and princesses, left the tower where they were born. At the heart of this swarming multitude, bodies mingle and tangle and seek one another. The 2 chosen ones will be moved by irresistible attraction, and they will mate. From the rank of prince and princess, they will become king and queen. Hurrying from the crowd to find a den, the refuge where they can celebrate their union. It's from here they establish their empire. At first light, tens of thousands of others meet a cruel end. For those above, it is a windfall of fresh meat. Few escape the sharp eyes, tongues, and fangs of the termites' many predators. To survive, the royal couple quickly dig a shelter in which to hide. They live in constant threat and must work around the clock to stay alive. The king and queen mix earth with their saliva, constructing the great hall where they will spend their wedding night. They quickly seal themselves in, never to leave this protective hive for the rest of their lives. From their union come the first eggs, which breed the first workers and the first soldiers. And here they work, by the thousands upon thousands. Around the termites' royal chambers, they begin the construction of a brand new city. In a few months, a fortress built of masticated earth rises up, majestic in the middle of the humid plain. A nearly impenetrable citadel, defended by thousands of the termite soldiers. Inside, huge chimneys plunge into the depths of a world where no inhabitant has knowledge of the overall plan. The air that penetrates is heated or cooled in order to maintain constant temperature and humidity. Like an army of scientists, constantly aware of their environment. They navigate a maze of rooms, galleries, hallways, all guarded by the army of sentinels. Deep within the hidden halls, teams of workers begin their labors. These termites work without rest. They gather dead wood and vegetation in the forest. Then, on this wood, they place the mushroom the queen carried on her nuptial flight. By decomposing the wood, the mushroom makes it edible. A precious alchemy that allows the entire city to feed, grow, and prosper. It is by this secret process that the entire city thrives. They are a society of shadows comprised of blind individuals who send and receive messages by the power of scent and smell. A true collective programmed for ultimate efficiency. Each has their own functions. Workers carry sustenance to those who have other tasks. The food is passed from mouth to mouth with the utmost efficiency. Not a morsel is lost. Deep within the secret depths of the fortress, carefully assembled and protected, are the larvae of more workers, soldiers, and winged princes and princesses. They represent the city's future. The colony's main mission is to ensure that they live. Millions upon millions of individuals, as many as are found in the largest human cities. Hong Kong, London, Sydney, Los Angeles, New York. All under one roof. Not far from there, the cast of the winged termites, heirs of the city's founding couple, awake from their sleep. Slowly they become agitated. The hour of flight approaches. In the citadel, scent trails intertwine in all directions, followed by the millions of workers, all in communication with each other. And at the center of this network, in the heart of the city, is the hidden sanctuary, the royal chamber. The young queen has transformed herself into an enormous egg-laying machine to breed new workers, soldiers, and princes. The king will always stay close to her side. also set the rhythm for the life of the entire city. The queen lays her eggs at a staggering pace, more than 30,000 each day. She alone gives birth to all the Empire's subjects. She is the mother of every last one of them. Facing the fortress a few meters away, there is an ancient city, long abandoned. A deserted colony which had been laid to waste by the greatest threat to the termites. Ponera ants. Using the ruins as their headquarters, their survival depends on hunting and pillaging. It is from this safe house that they launch their daily raids. Two worlds at war. The exact same time each morning, the Ponera ants begin their attack. The termite city is a stronghold, but the ants are determined and clever. They hunt in the exterior galleries, capture workers or soldiers responsible for collecting wood, and devour them one by one. The commando operation completed, the assailants withdraw with their captives. These prisoners will be dinner. On this raid, their reward is especially rich with soldiers. Bad luck for the termites. It is the day when the city must mobilize numerous troops. They must watch and protect the flight holes which pierce the ramparts. It is from here that the winged princes and princesses will fly, if and only when the atmospheric conditions are favorable. It is now that he lands on the tower, the vulture, symbol of bad omens. Tired from a long flight, nervous, anxious, without a doubt he came from the mountains, years of travel away for the termites. There, in a labyrinth of canyons and foothills, baked beneath a sky that has not seen a cloud for more than 40 days, treads a column of carnivorous nomadic ants, the worst threat a termite can face. a driver ant. The high peaks block the thirst-quenching rains. Those who remain in these lands are cursed by drought, and every hour of every day brings them closer to starvation. Starving and oppressed by the punishing heat, the driver ants are unable to hunt any further. They must flee this wasteland. On the other side of the mountains, the winged termites climb through the halls and emerge, one by one, from the fortress. Sensing a storm on the horizon, the prince and princess must retreat or they will surely drown. This cannot happen. The city will crumble without their leaders. The heat forces the vulture to leave the tree. The flight of the winged termites, already delayed by the storm, will definitely not happen today. The tree could not destroy such a fortress. The labyrinth of halls and galleries is almost intact. The real danger? The clouds of dust that can suffocate the hive and create chaos at the heart of the empire. Dust infiltrates every nook and tunnel, like a giant tornado cloud. In the royal chamber, the workers hurry to clean their queen. Nothing must stop her from laying the eggs. Without eggs, there will be no new workers, no new soldiers, and no future for the city. strange heat disorients the termites, confuses their scent trails, threatens to destroy the vital mechanics of the city. The nomadic driver ants finally escaped the deadly trap of the burning rocks. At the center of the column, the mighty Black Queen, 10 times bigger than her children. She descends into the masses, flanked by her royal guard. Like the termites, the driver ants are devoted to their queen's protection. Leaving the oppressive heat of the high plateaus, the driver ants arrive on the borders of the humid plain. It is the entire anthill that marches towards the humid plain, transporting larvae and food. They are defended by soldiers that are bigger than the others. Starving after days and nights of forced fasting, the soldiers destroy everything that is close to the principal column. Nothing is spared. The column functions like a single-minded tool, an awesome collective many millions strong. Their giant jaws adapt to the size of any prey. Without having received orders to do so, the workers in the city launched themselves into the task of cleaning up the mess. The scent trails adjust so that efficient channels of communication may be restored. In the hallways, the winged termites wait again for the signal to depart. Everyone continues to help each other by exchanging and transmitting food. A well-oiled machine. And the queen tirelessly lays eggs. Pushed on by their insatiable appetite, the driver ants arrive at the first waterfall that separates them from the humid plain. Flanking the principal column, scouting patrols explore the terrain, searching out the best routes. But when spread out, they become vulnerable. Some of the scouts stumble into traps set by fearsome creatures, like the larvae of antlions that wait in ambush, hidden in their sand pits. Before the paradise of the humid plain, next to the waterfall, another danger threatens the driver ants. One patrol wanders into territory claimed by another population of ants, also carnivorous. The weaver ants. From their leaf nests suspended from trees, the soldiers detected the enemy's presence. The lookouts sound the alarm, transmitting their vibration to all their kind. It's an ancient system that dates back to the dawn of time. They cannot and will not allow the driver ants to hunt on their territory. With only one thing on her mind, the Black Queen continues on her way. Thanks to their sacrifice. One by one, they are overcome by the Weaver ants, and so carried away. But the necessary sacrifice of these scouts will not weaken the rolling column of 10 million driver ants. At nightfall, the nomads make camp. Gripping onto each other, they form living walls, rooms, and hallways of a temporary anthill, which will be dismantled at first light. The eggs they transport during these interminable voyages are laid around the queen. Soldiers and hunters, they are always in chase. In the fortress, the nation of shadow workers tirelessly sealed the breaches caused by the fallen tree. The heat and humidity forces a worker to block a hole, which causes another to imitate the action, then a third. As long as the job is not finished, the city is still vulnerable. By dispersing the mold and mushrooms, the mud poisons the city's atmosphere and gravely knocks out the communication between termites. Slowly, the mud penetrates to the depths. If the queen dies, the empire will fall. Weighed down by thousands of eggs, prisoner of her fate, the queen is unable to escape. Her workers can do nothing for her. the deluge has stopped. The entire city is petrified, choked by the thick mud. Their system of exchanging messages, on which everything relies, has become nearly impossible. Humidity threatens to destroy the stacks of food. The mold proliferates, causing the atmosphere to turn toxic. Whatever the obstacles, driver ants continue to advance, forming living bridges by linking together. Water level has dropped. Saved, the queen continues to lay eggs. On this second day, the delays in repairing the damage caused by rain create a new threat. The inhabitants of the city will, for the first time, be in direct contact with the atmosphere of the humid plain. Again, the destruction must be repaired. The task is so important, even the soldiers cannot focus on chasing intruders from the city. This intruder is detected by the termites, who perceive it as a single moving mass of odor and heat in their city. Care must be given to the nymphs. The mushroom, the vital reserve for the city, and of course, the almighty Queen. The machine will start again. All help in the task with boundless devotion, pushed on by the magic of chemical links. Destiny has not had its final say. Larvae, survivors of one of the flooded chambers, found refuge not far from a chimney damaged by the tree. While the future kings and queens prepare for flight, the wind begins to howl, swaying the damaged fortress. Escaping through the gaping faults, the odors spread over the humid plain. And these fragrances reach all the way to the Black Queen's column. The worker ants approach the edge of the fortress. By instinct, all the animals run. The Black Queen's column invades the ruined tower occupied by the Ponera ants. A war between two carnivorous nations begins. Faced with the superior numbers of the fierce driver ant warriors, the Ponera ants flee. For now. The Black Queen's troops have taken control of the abandoned city. A strategic outpost facing the fortress. They smell a fabulous bounty. Maybe they can recuperate here before seeking their fortunes elsewhere. The eve of the third day, destiny hesitated once again. Termites, ants, which of these two worlds would be victorious? In the early morning, everything is still calm. Time stops. Army strikes camp, giving the signal for the assault. The first wave of driver ants arrive at the fortress gates. The first soldiers engage. Dropping from the toppled tree, the assailants land right on target. The Black Queen positions herself in the rear guard, up in the tree. The sentries are overrun. By all routes, through cracks and flight holes, the enemy infiltrates. Strong jaws shatter the royal destiny of the winged termites. In the depths of the city, no alarms have sounded. No one suspects. The columns have formed clusters and infiltrate from chimney to chimney, from gallery to gallery. Thanks to scent, these aerial columns are chemically linked to the Black Queen, positioned on the tree. The enemy closes in on the vital centers of the fortress, the rooms containing the mushrooms, and the most precious booty of all, larvae. Nymphs and larvae are the most ideal prey because they are defenseless. In the royal chamber, the approaching danger causes widespread panic. The workers fall into a trance, then form a frenzied circle around the queen. Isolated in the galleries, The last termite soldiers are powerless to help. How to save the Queen? The only possible strategy is to draw on their skills as builders. To block as quickly as possible the galleries that allow access to the royal chamber, and isolate the Queen in her dungeon, the last bastion of resistance. As the workers seal the Queen in her inner sanctum, the driver ant army develops a system to raise the prey and transport it back to camp. During this temporary withdrawal, workers, soldiers, larvae, and nymphs hurry to seek refuge in the Queen's chamber before it is totally sealed. They are the city's last hope for survival. The driver ants are in pursuit, seeking any path that may still be open. The last entrance is discovered. The guards fail. The driver ants surge past and break into the Queen's sanctuary. The scent of combat fills the enclosed space, causing collective panic and battle frenzy. Soldiers defend their throne and ultimately the fate of the colony. It is here that the destiny of the termite nation will be decided. The larvae try to protect themselves by hugging their queen, and risk drawing the wrath of the driver ants down upon her. Everything seems lost. The torrential downpour erases the reference points. The scent trails that link the Black Queen to her soldiers weaken. Water destroys the organic ties between the clusters and the columns. And soon the driver ants' reinforcements stop coming. Their army has been cut off. More and more isolated, the assailants lose control of the situation. The last battles tail off. The driver ant should never have ventured into the fortress. The tree falling over, the gaping cracks, the flight holes, the escaping odors. This chain of unlikely events was too tempting to resist and drew them into a deadly mess. Left on their own, the last remaining driver ants throw themselves into desperate combat. The enemy has almost reached the queen. If she's bitten by even one ant, she will instantly lose her lifeblood, the lymph that irrigates her reproductive abdomen. If she is pierced, she will bleed to death. The savage wave of attacks finally breaks at the foot of the throne. Seeing no more of her soldiers returning from battle, the Black Queen takes flight. The termite soldiers, near exhaustion, take a moment to regroup. And so, the Black Queen dies. Peace now returns to the human plane, and each creature finds its place once more. They will face other wars, but will also enjoy long periods of peace, safe in their impenetrable citadel. From the flight of the winged termites will be born new empires that will reign over the earth for millions and millions of years, generation after generation, long after man is extinct.